Hello there. In this video I'm bringing you my final project for the Ephemeris Vintage Garden Design Team for the first half of 2017. It's finally come to a close and I'm going to miss the challenge each month of creating a project using these gorgeous digital images. And a big thank you to Debbie and Parent for allowing me to participate in this way. It's been a wonderful experience, and working with other members of the design team and seeing the things that they've created and the inspiration. It's all just been really great and I appreciate it very much. The project for this month is born from my present preoccupation with photography. I'm doing a unit at university about photography and social media. But I'm also working through our huge plastic bin of old photographs that have collected over the years, both from other members of the extended family and our own photographic exploits with our youth and childhood, my husband and me, and growing up, getting married, our children, our grandchildren, all of that. All adding considerably to this huge bulk of physical photographs that we still have that need to be converted, digitalised and tidied up, catalogued. That's what I'm doing. In doing that, you come across a lot of the physical photographs from times past that I find it really hard to actually put them in the bin. And so a device to actually put a group of photographs in, a little photo album, whatever, to be able to hand to somebody is quite a nice idea, and it helps you get rid of those special photographs that you, particularly if they're older ones, that you don't want to just simply throw away, but hand them on to somebody who might appreciate them, somebody who maybe hasn't even seen them, other family members that perhaps weren't there when the photos were taken and would like to see photos of their loved ones in different situations, that sort of thing. So this was specifically designed for a friend with whom I've worked for many years and enjoyed a good social relationship as well, and photographs of picnics we've been on, work experiences we've had together, all of those things. And so rather than throw those photos pertaining to that person away, I'm going to pop them all into this album. I haven't done that yet, but I'll pop them into this album, and next time I see her I'll just hand it over as a memento for her to keep. So it's quite a simple device. Just the front and back cover. I have put a little easel component onto the back cover so that it can stand up on a desk or on a shelf. I've used my Zutter binder awl to bind the pages together, simply because that allows it to open fully, especially with the easel component. One disadvantage of the spiral binding of a Zutter, something similar, is that I don't like them on my bookshelves because they catch on other books. They don't sort of last well. They're a little fragile around the binding. So I've actually converted a commercial box for it to go in. So I'll show you that in a moment. The covers are just over 6 or nearly 6 inches or nearly 15.5 centimetres by 9 or just under, whisker under 23 centimetres in length. So they're the two covers. The inside pages are simply A4 page cut in half, so they're A5 pages. Interspersed amongst the cream cardstock that I've used for the actual pages, that's 210 GSM weight paper, so it's nice firm cardstock. I've put in, every 5 pages or so, I've put in a sheet of tracing paper that I've printed off from the Whimsy and Botany kit. Aren't they beautiful? Look at the colours, they're just lovely. And put those in between, just to introduce some colour mainly into the album itself. And also because I've added a little bit of metal and I've got pockets on the inside front cover, and on the inside back cover I've also got this little easel device. I wanted there to be a sheet between the last photo. I didn't want any risk of the little metallic embellishment on the tag, or this flip out easel device to damage any photos that might be on the last page. So they've got a twofold, they're decorative and they're also protective. To strengthen the tops of the little bit of adhesive there coming through, where I punched the holes out, in order to protect the top of these, because it's quite lightweight tracing paper that I printed these on. It's only I think 60 or 70 GSM, it's not very strong. I've folded an inch wide strip, 2.5 centimetre strip of cardstock in half and adhered it over the top of each of those tracing paper pages, and that just gives the, where it's bound, a bit more strength and stability for punching through the holes. They're not going to tear off nearly as easily as if they'd just been plain tracing paper. You can see I've added a few, I've just popped these in with removable tape, just so you can see these old photos fit in here quite nicely. And you can use varying sizes, large ones, small ones, medium ones. Some of the very old photos are really quite tiny, you probably get 2 on a page, but I like the fact that there's 1 on a page. There's also room, if you wanted to, for documentation. And that one's quite a large one. So that was just an example, so you could see how it looks with some photos in. I think it's always a good idea to actually see what it is. Inside the front cover and inside the back cover, I have added a tracing paper pocket that I've made using some, I don't know if you can see that with that envelope in it. I'll just pop a bit of cream cardstock so you can see. I've got a flower press that occasionally I pop some flowers in when I've got a project in mind, and so these little pockets are made with flowers from the garden that have been pressed, and you can see there's a bit of alyssum, some lobelia and some violas, and I'll show you how I made those pockets. There's one in the front and one in the back, just using the tracing paper and a little bit of spray adhesive. I've also used one of the tracing paper pages to make this little envelope. It's quite sturdy, quite nice. It's got the join along the side, so there's nothing to interrupt the centre back, and I've just made a tag to pop in there that can have some information about the journal, the photograph album, about the photographs that are in it, about that sort of thing. That can go onto that little tag, and there's just a little tiny Velcro fastener there to hold it shut. There's also room in there if you wanted to put a gift card. If this was for a special birthday or something like that, you could do that. Now on the back, or inside the back cover, I've also got a pocket with a tag, the same, and again it's made with pressed flowers. Now this little flip down easily device, I'll just show you how that works. Put it over like that. There's the front cover I've got the little easel part flipped out from the back cover, flipped out behind. I'll just take that front cover over and put it onto its little guide. There's a little thickness at the back that holds it, and then the photographs can be displayed and flipped over, and you can see both the front photo and the back photo. So it could sit on a desk or a table or a workbench, and you could enjoy the photos that are on it, using it that way. When you want to close it up and put it away, you simply need to flip that little easily part back inside the back cover and close it up. So that's how it works. I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. There's 20 pages, double-sided, so there's room in there for at least 40 photos, which will be plenty for the gift that I intend this to be. And as I say, I've used the gorgeous Whimsy and Botany set in its entirety for this. Apart from printing out those tracing paper pages, most of this was offcuts for my last project that I had left over. Now, because I don't like these bindings left loose on my bookshelves because they get caught and ugly, I normally, if I was making something with these spirals, I would hide that inside the spine of the cover. So I would make the book without covers and then make a separate cover that can hide these inside. I think I've got a video on that somewhere in my stash. I'll link to it if I can find it. It's a neat way to keep the sturdiness and the robustness of the spiral binding, but to keep it hidden. I didn't worry so much with this because it's, as I say, it's just a venue for presenting someone with these photographs, and I don't expect it to be have great longevity. I'll also give her a USB with the digitalised images on to put in her collection. So this will probably become just a temporary thing that she keeps for a while and then disposes of. But just in order to present it, I bought a cheap little commercial box. A local reject store has these for $2, and this is what I bought. I bought a little box with a lid that was $2. They're very sturdy. Saved me the trauma of making a box to fit. This was an easy, quick way of having a box. I simply collaged it all over with various old book pages and music paper. Added a little bit of this paper lace around the outside. The inside is fully collaged as well, but I have lined it with black fun foam just to give it a little bit of cushioning and to, neaten it up, make it look cohesive. I would normally use black felt, but I simply didn't have enough, so I went with the black fun foam. It does a similar job, and that fits in there quite nicely. Once it's got all its photos in, of course it's going to be considerably fatter than it is now, but if you're giving this as a gift, there's also plenty of room in there to put the card and anything else you might want to include. So that's the box. Here's the box lid. Again, it's fully collaged, and I lined the inside with another printout that I had, and I've matted the top with a bit of cream cardstock and another image from the Botany and Whimsy. So there's the little gift box with the album inside, and it's, once I've got the photos in, we'll be ready to go. So that's the project, and I just thought while I'm talking, I might just quickly show you how I constructed the pockets with the dried flowers, because it's a good little trick to know. I simply took a piece of the tracing paper and folded it in half. This is A4, but whatever. folded it in half across that side because that's the, it's easy to do it with a whole sheet. You do need a fold at what is going to be the top part of your pocket to save any risk of it coming open. And I wanted this to be, say, 4 inches, so I'll score it lightly there and lightly there, and turn it round and score it across there, so that I've now got a 4-inch square component. I'll just take my, get rid of that. I would normally use the bigger cutter, but I'll just show you this for quickness. Cut off the excess, leaving about a ½ inch. It doesn't have to be particularly stressed about this. Trim out the bottom corners. This is just as one would make a normal pocket. But I wouldn't trim the top. I don't want anything that's going to affect the top of the pocket or run the risk of it actually opening. Just fold those back on themselves a little so that they're, whoops, trying to hurry and making a mess of it. Get those score lines pressed down. You're basically just making a double layered pocket. More haste, less speed. Should have scored it again. So there you have your pocket component with the fold along the top. And you'll open it up. Now you get some spray adhesive. You've got your pocket component double. You've got the top edge is where the fold is, so that's nice and firm. You give that surface, both surfaces, and I would use mine, either take it outside and do it in the open or have it well ventilated. This is just a fairly economic spray adhesive, but it works very well. A nice even spray all over the surface. Take your flowers, I mean I don't have much, but there's a little piece of alyssum there. Lay it onto where you want it to show, and then another quick little burst of adhesive, and then bring it down and work from the top down to get that adhesive all over and any air excluded from where the flower is or the flowers are. You then can reinforce those folds and make sure you've got adhesive on these, and if you haven't got enough adhesive on them, put a little bit of extra clear adhesive on those, or a little bit of double-sided tape, just so that those side pieces are, it's not too straight, but you get the idea. So there's your little pocket component ready to adhere with your flowers encased inside the tracing paper, and then you simply use a double-sided tape on the 3 sides and adhere it into the into your journal or wherever you want it. Easy peasy. Okay, so that's it. That's the little project. That's the final one. I'm going to miss the monthly challenge of using these, but I'm sure I'm going to be using them all the time. They're such useful digital images. You can use bits of them. You can use the whole pages. You can make a journal, as they're meant to be used, or you can just work away at them to your heart's content. There is so much inspiration in these lovely images, whichever the set. I'll put all the details to the Debbie Ann's sites below so that you can go and have a look for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye now.